How you doing?
Good.
Thank you, Zena. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you are, because I'm not. Somebody else want to come up and do this? You know, it's one of those I am, but I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Balance in the stillness. Balance in the stillness. I'm going to share with you a reading. Suzanne Geisman. She is a spiritual medium. Any of you familiar with her work? Yeah. A spiritual medium and a Unity Truth student. Many years ago, I can't tell you what the year was, she is a retired admiral from the Navy. And many years ago, her stepdaughter, who was also in the military and was also pregnant, was killed by a lightning strike. Very tragic. Out of that experience, her mediumship capabilities, her gifts opened. And she's a very prolific teacher and speaker on the realms of spirituality. One of the things that she does have, she's very busy, but she has an app. It's called the Awakened Way app, where she posts daily readings, and this is one of the readings. Even when the physical body is out of balance, connection with the spiritual realms is possible. Why? Because you are always connected. The physical body arises from the spiritual realms as a vibratory field within a larger vibratory field. If you are out of balance, enjoy a period of silence and stillness with the intention of allowing the many systems within the body, all of which are fields of their own, to come into alignment. Stillness heals. It's so important in what Suzanne says here, because we get so busy with everything that's going on in our lives and in the world that we tend to forget that our connection with the divine never stops. I believe even when we pass from these human physical bodies, our connection with the divine still keeps on keeping on. It's still that Energizer bunny. I love that image. Whatever marketing person came up with that, brilliant. For me, every now and then, it's just one of those images that reminds me, to just keep going, keep moving on. And Suzanne says to remember that you are so very loved. You are so very loved. You cannot not be loved because you are divine. No matter what your history is, no matter what your beliefs are, no matter anything at all, no matter if on your way here this morning you groused at another driver, or when you leave here in another 45 minutes, not even that long. Well, some of you, it might take that long to leave. And you immediately grouse at another driver. Or whatever you do throughout your day. It matters in that moment to your own personal happiness and well-being, and maybe the happiness and well-being with the other person and how they feel. But the bottom line is, you are still love. And you are still connected to the divine. You cannot change that. Other people cannot change that about themselves. Although to the human eye, it can be kind of difficult to see how that can still be possible. But it is. It just simply is. There is only one presence and one power. We affirm that repeatedly. Spiritual teachers throughout the ages have said that. All the gurus, anyone who takes any time to get deeply in touch with their spiritual being, and that includes many of you, would be my guess, know that that's true. That there is only that one presence and one power, no matter how hard we try and run away from it. We can't change it. Feel the field, the sacred energy, the God light in which your body arises. Right now in this moment, just take a breath. Either eyes open, eyes closed. When we close our eyes, our alpha waves automatically go up. We become more centered. But as you take a breath in and out, feel your body. Just feel your body. Just you sitting there in your seat. Just feel your body. Be aware of yourself. And now go beyond that. Go beyond that. When you let go of your defenses, when you let go of your egoic behavior, you drop into that knowing. You can come back if you wish, or you could stay there. Whatever works for you. But feel that field. Feel that field. That sacred energy. Always, always, always present. Stillness heals. And when you realize that, you're realigning with divine source. You're remembering. Again, there is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in our lives. God the good, omnipotent. Omnipotent, omnipresent. And I can't remember the other omni at the moment. Any takers?
Omniscient. Is it powerful?
Omniscience. All-knowing. Yeah. All-knowing, all-powerful. It's who you are. It's not only God out there. Isn't it easy to keep projecting that to the God out there? Mm-hmm. We're so conditioned to doing that. Jesus kept saying, the kingdom of God is within you. I wonder, when he closed his eyes at night, if he would say, oh my word, or whatever else he might say, are these human beings ever going to get it? The kingdom of God is within. We do the best we can in any given moment, always being gentle. We are spiritual beings created in God's image. That means when the body is off, the truth of us is still on. We are not trying to connect to spirit. We are learning to remember that we already are. I'm saying the same thing in just a lot of different ways. One presence, one power. Myrtle Fillmore, I'm talking a lot about Myrtle these days. Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity. I've told you guys this story many times of how Unity began with Myrtle's healing, her healing experience of having tuberculosis, being told by the doctors they couldn't do anything more. She had lived with this for years, married, had 3 children. They went from, she and Charles went, I mean, this story is so, somebody with tuberculosis and Charles with a withered leg. And we're talking the 1890s, the late 1880s. Think about this, with those physical conditions. And I can't remember exactly their journey, but they were going to Kansas City, maybe from Texas, maybe they had been, because they were up north, they were back east, in either a covered wagon or a, what's the other thing? The Wells Fargo
Stagecoach
type thing, right? I think that was their journey. I don't think they were in a covered wagon.
No.
There were no cars yet, where they were traveling through Colorado in the winter. And winter passes. Lots of snow.
Mm-hmm.
You think you have to get out and push your car when you've got chains on your tires? Right? So I'm just kind of painting a picture here. And these 2 people had a faith that was magnificent. They get to Kansas City. Myrtle's told that the doctors can't do anything more for her. They happen to go to this spiritual lecture where she hears the phrase, "I'm a child, you are a child of God, therefore you cannot inherit sickness." Yes, her physical body was ill, but the divine of her complete and whole. And that, did we have light bulbs then? Not late, I don't know my time frame, not right now today, right? But her divine light bulb went off and it's like, wait a minute. And she started praying. And she not only prayed, she started forgiving every cell in her body. She spoke to her liver, her stomach, her lungs. I am speaking words of truth to you. You are free, strong, and vital. You are free, strong, and vital. Imagine her sitting in the stillness, not pleading for healing, but allowing every system of the body to realign with spiritual order. That is healing from the field. That's taking the consciousness of healing to that next level of knowing that is possible. There you go. The healing is from the source, not from the symptoms, not from the cures. All the medicine that we take, and I rely on pharmaceuticals for some medical things that I choose to do, but I know it works in conjunction with my faith. Allow your faith, allow your remembering of your divinity to always come first. Everything is energy. Even our thoughts and emotions emit frequencies. The body, it's a symphony of frequency fields. Disease, it's disharmony in those frequencies. Again, we come back and we remember and we apply principle, we apply remembering, we apply affirmations, we use our I am in powerful ways. We report on what's not working, but we don't give it power. But we speak the truth to it so that we can let it go. Some people may not need to do that. Others of us do need to say, I hurt and everything doesn't feel good right now. Yeah, I know, it's all good all the time. Yeah. But right now in this moment, I am feeling pain. Notice I said I am feeling pain, not I am pain, or that the pain has power over me. But we report the reality of what we're experiencing so that we can release it and move on. Vibration can be raised. Stillness, silence, and intention are spiritual tuning forks. I love this image of our bodies being a tuning fork. When you sit in stillness, you're not doing nothing. Oh, that's a double negative. I'll work on that. But you're playing cosmic music. Can you feel what I'm saying here? To move deeper into your reality. Now, so this is one of Myrtle's affirmations. I am spirit, and spirit is perfect, whole, and strong. I am that wholeness now. So I want us to know this for ourselves, for each one of you and us, me, you, individually, to know that. And then to know that for those that are closest to you. To be able to see them in that same light. And then we expand it out into the world. So while I want to make sure that I'm being repetitive enough for you to get that message of remembering how amazingly beautiful and extraordinary you are in your divinity, first and foremost, now let us take that out into our world. Let us take that out into our world. I don't want to linger on all of the horrendous things that are being done to humanity right now. You see enough of that. You know what it is. So we bring our love to it. We bring our light to it. And we see this message being true for each and every soul on planet Earth. Whatever their story may be. If we know this for ourselves, if we can remember this for ourselves, then we gain the strength to be able to remember it for everyone. And I do mean everyone. And even if I'm saying that, I've got a little voice in my head going, kind of, yeah, I said everyone. Oh, just breathe. It cannot be true for one if it's not true for everyone. And then it's up to each and every individual person to do with it with whatever they may. We had an amazing program here on both Friday and Saturday night with Stogie Kenyatta telling the story of Paul Robeson. And I'm not even going to try and tell you in 30 seconds just from he told the story of Paul Robeson. So if you weren't here, go look him up. And the work that he did to change the lives of the African American people, of the colored experience, and for all of humanity. And the sacrifices that he made to make that happen. But his father was brought here as a slave, and his grandfather before him. Paul Robeson was second, if you count his grandfather, I guess third generation. His father became a free man with the help of Harriet Tubman. From that, all of those occurrences, the chronology of everything that unfolded, brought Barack Obama's father from Africa to study and get a college education. And this was a program that Paul Robeson mentored Harry Belafonte and, was it Jackie Robinson? That they started, Harry and Jackie then started this program, this foundation, to bring African men to the United States to study. Barack Obama's father was one of those men. It's a fascinating unfolding. And as Stogie Kenyatta said in the performance, it is such an example of seeing an order in the universe that sometimes we're totally blind to. So coming back around, I am spirit, and spirit is perfect, whole, and strong. And we are that wholeness now. We get to choose right now in this day to remember our divinity, to walk and breathe that divinity, and to hold it for each and every sentient being in the universe. And so it is.